Alright everybody, we got a roulette going on over here versus NBZ. It was the only thing I was able to record and keep from the weekend for those of you guys who weren't here for the charity event. But here it is. If that fortress had exploded, I would have blown up right off the bat, but unfortunately that one does not. And I was too afraid of taunt, even though that doesn't really exist anymore. That's the way I think. So I go out to a Xerxes, but not just a Xerxes. This is like the worst Xerxes in the world. Even when it was made, it was the worst thing in the world, especially by today's standards. So I get up a Reflect, and I'm going to switch out now simply so I can use it as fodder later on, because it is a roulette. So there's less you can do about stuff that you normally can do in battles. So fodder's a little bit more important in my mind. And I figure with Reflect, a switch wouldn't be too bad since he's got no dance up. He's just got life orb. But that still kind of hurt a little bit more than I thought it would. But whatever. I'm going to go for Stone Edge. I don't really care what he wants to do. Obviously Dynamic Punch is a very intriguing move to use, predicting the Stone Edge switch, that at least you get some confusion on something unless it's a ghost, but there's nothing really I can do about Gyarados on this team, so I'm just going to take the chance I have to kill it while I can, and that's what I do, so it's gone, which is cool. So I'm up a little bit right now, but we'll see how things play out here. So he brings out a Xerxes of his own, and I know his is not going to suck. However, I also don't know what it's going to do. Maybe it wants to Thunder Wave me. I don't really know. So I'm going to stay in and at least try to hit it, see what happens. And I get Psychicked and Machamp is dead. So I'm like, oh crap, that's not cool for me. And I don't know what I'm going to do about that Xerxes specifically. So I go to Swampert hoping that I can land some Earthquakes on him, but I've also got Mirror Coat on this really strange Swampert. So I figure if he's got Psychic, he's probably a more offensive type, so I can probably land a Mirror Coat on it, and that'll do really well. So that's what I go for, and unfortunately he subs up, so it's like, oh, that's really not cool. But at this point now I have to hit it with an Earthquake. It's not going to switch because it has a sub, so that I don't have an option. That's all I can do. Thankfully I still don't take too much, so it's not too big of a deal, but it still is more hit points than I would rather have dealt to me. So that leaves me with a couple options. You can predict Earthquake or you can predict Mirror Coat, neither one of which he wants to stand to take, which I hoped he wouldn't want to, so I got a chance to set up some Stealth Rock, which was really sweet. So his switch, regardless of which move he predicted I would do, was obviously a very good choice either way. Plus, of course, it happens to pack Grass, so it can really, really dominate me. So that was a really good switch on his part. I had a nice move on it. And then he gets up a Swords Dance, so I'm really not happy about that. It makes me wonder if it's a extremely rare Baton Pass type. And I just figure I went to him as fodder to see what Celebi would do. I figured it'd be Leech Seed initially, but he danced up. And I decided I'm going to go for Reflect. I ended up being faster, which stunned me. And then I had a Wish, which if not for that crit, I would have lived, and my Xerxes would have still been there. He wouldn't have done anything, of course, because he sucks. But I might have been able to use the Reflect later on and get another one up. But I go to Machamp, which I'm hoping he doesn't really think is very threatening, nor can anything happen to it. Reflect does kind of take care of the Swords Dance a little bit, and I do have a Wish floating. So I'm going to go with Fire Blast to hopefully deal some big damage to it. And it deals just about the worst amount in the game, half health. And then he gets Leftover, so I'm not sure if I can kill it or not. Wish, of course, restores Life Orb, so that was a good move on his part to Swords Dance up then instead of hitting me, as it wouldn't have been worthwhile. So I go with another Fire Blast as he Baton passes out. I don't really feel like I had an option there. And I am also stunned that I'm going to win this speed match. I thought for sure I'd be slower, since it usually is a Dragon Dance type dude. I figured it would have a lot of speed, but I don't know, whatever. It gets a +4 confusion hit on itself to its own face, and it takes itself out, which is really cool. So things are going okay. Oh yeah, by the way, Gilgamesh came back from the dead, if you didn't notice. I've got two, because the first one died. Species Clause does not matter in roulettes, which is half the fun. I mean, really? I got two Machamps, and they're awesome. So He brings Jirachi back in, and I know it's got Psychic, and this one doesn't really want to take it either, even though he might have enough hit points. I highly doubt it. I don't want to take a risk for it, because this guy's pretty much the best thing I have to deal damage with. So I'm just going to wait, switch to something else first. The question is, I've got a bunch of crap. I really do. Like, I don't really have anything safe to switch to. So I go back to Swampert simply because he's free. I know he can at least cause a little bit of trouble and be slightly threatening. So he gets a free sub, though, on the switch. And that leaves me attempting to Earthquake twice in a row to finish it off. He Calm Minds up on the first one, which I don't know if I would have done that, as 2 Psychics are going to be better than a Psychic and a Calm Mind. It's just, I don't know, whatever. But that's what he ended up going with. I guess thinking maybe if he only going to get 1 off, I don't know, predicting Mirror Coat or something. He had a sub, so it was free. Here, it's obviously a toss-up, Mirror Coat or Earthquake. Because of sub and Calm Mind, I felt I had to go with Earthquake, even though I didn't think it would kill it, so I'm really stunned it did. I figured it was just too obvious to try Mirror Coat, and I'm also surprised that he even went for a Psychic in the first place. He must have figured he wasn't going to live a lot more than I didn't think he was going to die. So I'm able to take it out, which is sweet. And in comes Celebi. Again, like it did last time. Oh, that little mishap was because I didn't want him to see on the stream that I was going to switch. I was hoping that I'd be sneaky and stay in if it wanted to do something else, and I'd hit it with an avalanche. But unfortunately, I was not able to, and there he goes. So I guess that was probably a little bit of reverse psychology anyway. He thought, ooh, he's not letting me see. That means he's doing something sneaky, so he's going to stay in. But he probably wasn't even looking. I'm just an idiot. Anyway, Machamp comes in because that's all I've got. It really is all I have to kill Celebi with. I go for Fire Blast, and it leaves it at like 9 hit points or something stupid. So, thankfully this one has Bullet Punch, so I'm able to take it out. But Machamp is all but useless at this point. And he brings in a Suicune. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. You got Suicune, Jirachi, Celebi, Gyarados. What the heck, man? I'm stuck with junk like the worst Jirachi in the world and 2 Machamps. But I stay in because I don't have any other options except for this. I've got good old Faithful, and hopefully I'm faster because mine's a little bit slower than most, I think. And I know Suicune sometimes packs a little bit of EV so he can Ice Beam Breloom before he gets slept. So this is all I've got. I gotta hope I'm faster, and I am. Yes! So I'm faster, and I'm just gonna go to town. You know, Breloom does his blue collar work, setting up a sub, and gonna start focus punching, or not focus punching. I can use a Seed Bomb from here, obviously. So, although honestly it doesn't really matter which one I choose, but I thought maybe he would switch because it's asleep. He'll go to something else, and then I'm kind of stuck. But he ends up staying in, taking a Seed Bomb. Hopefully it can 2-hit KO, because even though I know I'm faster and I can continue putting it to sleep if I have to, I'd rather it not. But at this point, it really wasn't too much left that he had since the guy's asleep, and Breloom is going to town. So he's just thinking, Seed Bomb dead. And I thought he still had a ton more stuff, guys, but it turns out that he really doesn't. I think, yeah, he's got 1 guy left, which happens to be a Blissey, which explains why he didn't switch out. And I was just stunned. I thought I don't know how all that happened, but apparently I was able to finish off everything. So I had a ton of fun, especially the whole charity event was a blast. And I'm sorry this is the only thing. Oh, epic focus punch! Oh, that's just charging his laser right there. The hit hasn't happened yet. And now I can punch. Go make a sandwich or something as you watch Blissey's HP go down. But I had a blast, guys. I'm sorry this is the only one I could bring back for you. But I sure enjoyed it. I know he enjoyed it. We had a ton of fun. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace.